Mark, it's Valentine's Day today. And,
What a cracking start. Yeah, it is too.
in the spirit of Valentine's Day,
Yes.
are you willing to commit to being here coaching the Wellington team next year?
Even better start. Good stuff. Yeah, which reminds me, I've got to send my wife a Valentine message. So I think that's much more important.
So you're not willing to commit to being here, seeing the second
I respect your question. I think I've spoken enough about it. There's enough dialogue going on between myself and the football club, and the right time we'll speak about that. Right now, it's about Eden Park. It's about the traction. It's about the momentum that we're building, and the Auckland faithful are coming out to support us in large numbers, and that's much more important.
You're playing against Melbourne Victory. Are you able to rule out being the coach of Western Melbourne next season?
We're playing Melbourne Victory, big game. We've had 2 games against them. We've led twice against them as well, and we want to turn that around. We want to turn a draw into a win in front of our home crowd for the first time, because we've done awfully well against the champions. Not many teams go to Amy Park and don't get the results that we've gotten so far. So here at home, we certainly want to turn that around and make sure we win the game.
Don't want to touch the second part of that question.
Like I said, I respect your question, and I hope you respect my side of things too as well. Yeah.
Mark, I noticed you're pacing the field out here. You're just making sure that it's all fitting in properly?
Yeah, quite methodical in terms of how we do things, or how I do things as well. So I just wanted to ensure that I understood the meters, and the game is sometimes about centimetres, or inches as they say. So it's important that we get everything set up properly.
So coming from stadium to stadium, it's quite distinctly different.
Well, it's a grand theatre, this one, isn't it? It's quite iconic, Eden Park, and it's held some memorable sporting moments. Hopefully we can add to that from a football perspective as well. That's going to be the plan. But from what I understand, the ticket sales are going through the roof, and they're quite parochial and vocal here in Auckland. We're hoping the louder the better, because I'm kind of sick and tired of going to Amy Park and listening to their fans, and they are one of the best in the country, or in the A-League as well. So I'm hoping we can turn the table and make sure that we make this loud and ugly for them.
Oh, it's looking nice. It looks like you're outselling the Super Rugby match on Saturday.
That's good, rugby's a religion here, isn't it? And it's always great we're fighting hard to get space in the media circles, and football deserves a bit of respect, particularly after the season we're having. Can get better, and we want it to be better as well. But like I said, when you're doing well, people stand up and take notice. People come out and put bums on seats, and they're happy to jump on the bandwagon, and we're just as happy to have them on that bandwagon as well. So, yeah, like I said, it's important that we prepare well today. It's our last session before we take on Victory. And the players should be excited, and they should really enjoy the moment, enjoy coming out here and training before the big game tomorrow as well. And the final message, like I always say to the players, is enjoy it, because this is unique. It's the only time we're going to be playing here as well, and that's probably all I've got to say in terms of the players. Yeah.
How's your team handled? You've been like gypsies for the past 3 or 4 weeks away from Wellington on the road. How have they handled that?
Yeah, they're a good group. They're a good group. They're tight knit. They enjoy each other's company as well. Last couple of weeks were tough. I won't lie. Going to Perth from Wellington, and then having to go then to play Newcastle after that. Been away quite a bit. And when you're away from your loved ones and from your family and friends, it's never easy. But that togetherness is, and we built that in pre-season. So we're out of that kind of situation right now in terms of games, and we've got a week to prepare now until the end of the season, which is always good. But it's not like going to Australia to play games where we jump on a flight an hour up to Auckland. Like I said, Auckland's been fantastic. They've been extremely accommodating to us, and they're giving us all the tools that we require, and it's good to be home.
I know you don't like to focus on you, but there is a lot of focus because of what you've created, what you've helped to create this year. So when would you like to make this decision? Because of what all the fans are thinking and everyone's wondering, because of what you've helped to create, I guess, is why there's the focus on it.
Yeah. Again, like Andrew, I respect your line of questioning. There are so many different ways to go about getting an answer, right? And I do respect that, and I think it's fair as well. It's a fair question to have. But right now, like I said, I've spoken to my players, and I've told them the situation. We're fully focused. No different to Sydney FC a couple of years back when there was a lot of talk about contracts with the players and everybody else surrounding the club. We want to stay in this moment. We are together in this as well. And that's probably the most important thing right now, because as long as there's no disruption with the playing group and the coaching staff, that underlines everything. It underpins everything. That's the platform for where we are right now. As long as that continues on, everything else will take shape.
Because you must be aware that you brought a lot of players to the club. You have a great relationship with them, so it's kind of what you do hinges on what they do to a degree, and that makes it doubly important in terms of next year.
Maybe so, maybe not. I don't know. You know, what we have created, and yes, I have strong relationships with my players and the people at the football club and my staff as well. Like I said, they're going to be put on hold. I'm very upfront and honest with my players as well. There are talks going on behind closed doors, you know, with the club. I've heard the club, and I'm going to be hearing more from them as well at the same time. I'm putting forward my case, and I've made it quite clear, you know, and public as well. I did 2 stories with a journo down in Wellington, and I said to him yesterday, take it how you want. You know, I've got a situation, a personal situation that I've got to resolve, and pretty soon as well. I've got 2 teenage kids who need their dad around, and dad needs them around as well. But I bought into this, and we made a decision. And I've also said that if I thought it was going to be this hard, then, you know, I probably wouldn't have taken it on. That's reality. So at the same time, the club also understands that I want a proper project, and I want to build on this. And I'm not going to sit back and rest on my laurels. You know, if things that have been done in the past continue on that way, then I won't be here. They need to improve. Everything needs to improve.
Mark, is it fair to say that you're looking for a greater commitment from the Phoenix, from New Zealand football, so that you and your family can make a greater commitment to New Zealand, to Wellington?
Yeah, perhaps. But like I said, I think I've answered, Andrew, you know, what I needed to answer in terms of that. I really want to focus on the players, and I want to focus on Victory. There will be a time and place for all this, and I assure you that at the right time, I'll make it quite known, because I am pretty open, as you've seen in the past since I've been here. There's nothing to hide as far as I'm concerned. The truth is the truth, and I'm very open in making sure that people understand what goes on. First and foremost, my players and the football club, and then you guys, and I understand how it works, you know, with you guys as well. So I've sort of been in the business too, so I know that. But it's important that the messages do come out, because you guys play an important role as well.
Mandy, obviously some good news with his newborn. What's the update of his status?
The update is, thank God that his wife has brought to this world a beautiful baby boy. Mandy's a beautiful boy himself. I've got another son now, as what he said to me. You got another son now, you know, because he calls me Papa. But he feels as though a weight's been lifted off his shoulders. It's been a tough couple of weeks for him. You know, the baby was supposed to arrive a couple of weeks ago when we were in Perth, and that's why he stayed back. And unfortunately, you know, the big man above decided to give it a bit more time. So here we are, and he's buzzing. Came in to Auckland yesterday. Like I said, big smile on his face. He feels as though a big weight's been lifted off his shoulders, because he's a caring individual. He's a fantastic human being. You know, him and his wife are beautiful people, and we were looking forward to the birth of their baby. And he's healthy. Like I said, I expect a big performance by him tomorrow.
Hypothetical situation, you get a penalty in the 89th minute, who takes it?
Well, I have said that Roy has declared himself unavailable for penalties going forward. And again, I don't work on penalties. It's something that is not an important part of the game as far as I'm concerned. It is something that the players choose to do with their extras, and they do extras every session as well. Some work in it, some don't. Roy's always on top of it, which kind of disappoints me even more, because he does work a lot on taking penalties, but I don't care. For me, it's normally a good sign is who decides to go straight for the ball and pick the ball up. They're the most confident. It's all about confidence, really. And anyone can step up, whether it's the goalkeeper or a striker. I don't really care. All I care about is that ball hitting the back of the net, and we need to do it.
Mark, did Tom Doyle train yesterday morning?
Tom Doyle did train, yeah, not with the group.
Not with the group though. Is that because he's got an injury, or is he being put aside?
There's a slight issue with Tom that he's been carrying for a number of weeks now. So we always work on err on the side of caution, should I say, with players like that. I don't take risks and big risks with players as well. So yeah, we need to look after Tom because he's been battling through for a number of weeks now.
Just kind of find that's an injury issue.
Well, there's something there.
Yeah.
There's something there, but like I said, the players carry injuries all the time. You know, so we just got to be smart about how we deal with it.
Sorry, I may have been set up with this question, but
You've been by yourself or by somebody else?
My counterparts. So, culture's been mentioned. Change of culture. I've been told that you do get the players to hongi before they go out to perform. Is that correct?
You've been told, or you read that? Because that's quite open. Okay, that's true.
And the thought process behind that.
Buying into New Zealand, buying into the Maori culture, buying into everything that I thought was going to be important in terms of creating an identity for this football club. The values and the principles are important as far as I'm concerned when I step into a new environment, into a football club as well. How you go about that is different. It's one thing writing things on a whiteboard, and there are so many buzzwords out there today like culture and environment, but the key is finding the connection between the word and the action. And that's the hard part. So the hongi is just one part of that.
So with your travels and coaching, assimilating or bringing on the culture of the area you play is really important?
Absolutely important. Without a shadow of a doubt, it's important because that is what underpins everything. That's what gets it, gets the soul coming out. And when you hit the soul, there's nothing like it. On top of that, there's so much work that's gone into the football club. We do plan a lot from a football point of view as well. But when you go home, when you wake up, there's got to be something within you that wants to wake up in the morning and give it everything you got. So it's important that we found that. Now it works for most. Sometimes others, you need a different approach with them. But like I said, by and large, all the boys have really bought into this, and it's an ever-present. More importantly, because you can work on something and very, very quickly it's forgotten about. We stay on top of things daily at the football clubs in terms of what our values and principles are.
Mark,
Final question.
when Rob Morrison and David Dome have been asked about your future, and I know I was going to ask the question, you can answer
I
it.
respect Andrew, no worries. You can ask whatever you want.
One of the first things they've both brought up is your integrity. I think Rob called you an honourable, straight-up guy.
Yep.
David Dome called you an honourable man.
Mm-hmm.
What do you make of them going so quickly to your integrity when asked about your future?
Anyone that knows me will tell you the same thing, and I keep saying, first and foremost, I'm most honourable to my family. Simple as that. And you can take that however you want, but that's the start of it and the end of it.